Hello, everybody. Today, I have here with me Anthony. He is one of our B2 level students. And well, he's going to talk about a very interesting topic today. So please, Anthony, introduce yourself and tell us what are you going to talk about?
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Antony Faican, and this is my level B2 presentation. Today, I'm going to talk about Pavlov's dog of the classical conditioning. Maybe if you think or if you listen Pavlov's dog, you could think I will tell you a story of the puppy or of someone, maybe. But Pavlov's dog is a very, very important and interesting experiment that Ivan Pavlov created. And yes, the last name of this scientist is the name of the experiment. What is the main idea of this? The main idea is how with different stimulus you can get a specific response, or why with different stimulus you change a specific response to get other one. So this is the main idea, but I will explain with other example during the process of the experiment. Before explaining the experiment, I would like to present you Ivan Pavlov, because actually Ivan Pavlov is a scientist very important for the people who know about psychology. That is the reason. If you ask someone who studies psychology and is on first and second semester, maybe of the teacher of the same career or the professional that works on this job, if you ask who is the father of the classical conditioning, the name is Ivan Pavlov. So is important for us. Ivan Petrovich Pavlov was a Russian scientist, and he was born on 1849 until 1936. He is a Nobel Prize winner of physiology and medicine. Ivan Pavlov created the biological behavioral theory. The biological approach believes behavior to be a consequence of our genetics and physiology. It is the only, in this case, a branch of the psychology that examines thoughts, feelings, and behavior from a biological and physical point of view. Maybe if you share something about him, some articles said that Ivan Pavlov used to say environment affect our behavior, and we could link with the last point, that is acquisition of the behavior, because it's the same. During the experiment, you will find these words. So before starting or before explaining the experiment, you need to know what is each one. So we have the unconditioned stimulus, unconditioned response, conditioned stimulus, and conditioned response. The unconditioned stimulus, or UCS, is the object or event that originally produced the reflexive or natural response. Other people know as innate response. The unconditioned response, or UCR, is a new stimulus that does not produce a response. The conditioned stimulus, or CS, once the neutral stimulus has been associated with the unconditioned stimulus, it becomes a conditioned stimulus. Maybe if you listen or if you read, could be a little complicated, but to be honest, it's very simple, and you understand during the process of the experiment. And the last is conditioned response, or CR. The conditioned response is the response to the conditioned stimulus. That is all that you need to know before the experiment. Pavlov's dog. Pavlov showed that dog could be conditioned to salivate at the sound of a bell if that sound was repeatedly presented at the same time that they were given food. This is the summary of the experiment. And this is the experiment. To be honest, this experiment is very simple, and that is the reason that I could explain it with just one picture. The beginning of this experiment, a lot of articles explain that Pavlov, when arrived at home and walked into his home, he saw how his dog started to salivate. So obviously Pavlov didn't know why that happened, but as the scientist, he started a process, he started an experiment, and here we have the experiment. So Pavlov selected a specific stimulus that get a specific response. So in this case, Pavlov presented the food and his dog started to salivate. In this case, the food is the unconditioned stimulus, and the action of this dog or the salivation is the unconditioned response. After that, Pavlov thought, what happens if I present other kind of stimulus? In this case, Pavlov selected the bell. In this case, the sound of the bell. So Pavlov rang the bell, but the dog didn't do anything. So in this case, the bell is the neutral stimulus, and the no reaction is the no condition response. Pavlov started to present the food and the sound of the bell, and the dog started to salivate. Pavlov repeated this action during 4 or 5 weeks. And after these weeks, Pavlov just needed to ring the bell and the dog started to salivate. So in this case, the bell is the conditioned stimulus, and the action of the dog, in this case, the salivation, is the conditioned response. Maybe if you think or listen to the word experiment, you think, okay, so if this is an experiment, I need maybe a laboratory, a different scientist, in this case, other tools, but that really doesn't happen, because this process happened during our life. Let me give you an example. I have a dog, and his name is Odi. So when I adopted, I put it a name, in this case, Odi. So I needed to call it he came where I was. So in this case, Odi, please come here. So Odi go where I was. But if I maybe open a bag on the kitchen, my dog didn't do anything. But if I call it and open the bag during 3 or 4 weeks, I just need to open the bag for Odi came where I am. So this is the same process in this case. When I call it, is the unconditioned stimulus, and the action that my dog came where I was is the unconditioned response. When I opened the bag, but my dog didn't do anything, is the bag is the neutral stimulus, of the sound of the bag is the neutral stimulus, and the no reaction of my dog is the conditional response. After the conditioning, when I open the bag, is the conditional stimulus, and the action of my dog is the conditioned response. So this is the same process, and if you think something like this, is the process of the classical condition, and that was the experiment.
Okay, Anthony. So, well, actually, it was a very interesting topic. And yeah, you're right. So when we hear the word experiment, maybe we imagine that you need a lot of things to do, or you have to know a lot of things also to do that, right? But actually, you make us realize that it's simple to make that conditioning. So using, well, maybe that can be part of our daily routine, right? So amazing. That was a very interesting topic, Anthony. Thank you so much for this. And well, I think this is all for today. Thank you so much and see you the next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.